Hi guys, I have a treat for you today. I'm going to show you how to make my homemade sausage, egg, and cheese breakfast burritos. When it comes to easy breakfast dishes, this one just can't be beat. My breakfast burritos are made with fluffy scrambled eggs, perfectly browned breakfast sausage, and melty cheese stuffed into a soft tortilla for the best breakfast on the go. The first thing you're going to need to do is brown your sausage in a large skillet over medium to medium-high heat, making sure that you break it into small pieces. That way it's easier to stuff our burritos later. After browning the sausage and making sure that it's thoroughly cooked, I'm going to remove it from the skillet onto a plate that's been lined with paper towels to absorb all of the extra grease. Now let's go to the eggs. We're going to crack the eggs into a mixing bowl, add our salt, pepper, and heavy cream, and then make sure to whisk it until it's well incorporated. Now we're going to add our beaten eggs to our skillet, and we're going to turn that stove down to medium-low heat and gently stir while the eggs cook. I don't like to stir very often. I like to wait until the eggs have had a little bit of time to start to set, and then I like large ribbons of moist and delicious and fluffy eggs. So I'm not going to break them up as small as I did the sausage. I also personally prefer a wetter style of scrambled eggs, but even if you don't, I would recommend not drying your eggs out because you're going to be reheating these breakfast burritos to eat them in the future, and you want that egg to be nice and moist later. So even if you like a drier scrambled egg, trust me, when you're cooking it the first time, leave it a little on the wetter side. Once the eggs have been cooked to your desired level of doneness, then you can add your shredded cheese and incorporate. The shredded cheese into the scrambled eggs is also going to help these eggs stay very moist and delicious. So if you happen to do a little too much cooking and they dry out, the shredded cheese is going to hide that. And as soon as my eggs were done to the level I wanted them to, I turned off the heat, and I would suggest also moving the pan off of the heat and then adding the cheese. Now it's time to add back our cooked sausage and make sure the mixture is thoroughly combined. Now all that's left to do is assemble our burritos. And don't come for me. I have no clue why when I was wrapping the burritos, I forgot to tuck the ends in. I did it kind of strange. You'll see in a minute. But you can fold these burritos and wrap them any way you please. And I'm also using a fajita-sized flour tortilla here because it makes a smaller burrito. I'm making these for my children. They don't want a large breakfast burrito, but by all means, if you would like to make bigger burritos, do so. Just get the larger tortillas. Just keep in mind that it's going to make less than 8 burritos because they're going to be bigger. But for the fajita-sized tortilla, I'm using half a cup of my egg and sausage mixture. I am pouring it in the center, but then I'm using my hands to push it back to one side, and then I'm rolling them up very tightly. I'm also using a paper towel and foil, and there is a reason for that. It is the reheating process. If you're going to reheat these in an oven, then you can leave them in the foil. That's perfectly fine, but for the most part, we use the microwave, and foil can't be put in the microwave. So when you unwrap them, you can simply place them in there with just the paper towel. And I've never had any issues with the tortilla drying out with just the paper towel, but if you need it to be a little bit more moist, you can actually dampen that paper towel before putting it in the microwave as well. As always, the full recipe and the measurements and macros can be found on my blog. The link is in my bio. You have to make this one, guys. You absolutely have to.